Good morning students. Welcome you all for next generation learning. Today we are going to see the subject physics class 10. Chapter number 13, magnetic effects of electric current. Topics: electromagnetic induction, electric generator. The first topic, electromagnetic induction, activity 2. The last class I discussed electromagnetic induction activity 1, that is, this is activity 1. When the bar magnet is moved into the coil, it induces the current in the galvanometer. This is activity number 1. But today we are going to discuss the activity 2. For doing this activity, you have to take two different coils of copper wire having large number of turns, 100 and 50, and insert them over a non-conducting cylindrical roll. Connect the coil 1 having a large number because it have the 100 turns and the coil 2 have the 50 turns. So the large number of turns in series with the battery and key. Also connect the coil 2 with galvanometer. Do you understand? You have to take the two coils, coil 1 and coil 2. The coil 1 have the 100 turns and coil 2 have 50 turns. The coil 1 is connected to battery, key, and the coil 2 is connected to the galvanometer. Now plug in the key, observe the galvanometer. You have to observe the galvanometer. So see this animation. Here the A act as a coil 1 and B act as a coil 2. See, because the coil 2 is connected to galvanometer. Here also the coil 2 is connected to galvanometer. The coil 1 is connected to battery and key. See here the coil, that means A coil is connected to battery and also key. You have to observe the galvanometer. When the key is closed, the current is started to flowing in the coil 1. So when the current is flowing in the coil 1, you have to observe the galvanometer. Is there any deflection in its needle? See here the galvanometer is deflected. So you observe that needle of the galvanometer instant jumps to one side and just quickly turns to 0. So it indicates that the current is produced in the coil 2. So how the current is induced in coil 2? Because here the coil 2 is not connected to battery. The coil 1 is only connected to the battery. But how the current is induced in coil 2? You have to disconnect the battery from the coil 1. Now you have to observe the needle of the galvanometer. So when I disconnect the battery from the coil 1, the galvanometer deflects in the opposite direction. That means the first it deflects this side. When I disconnect the battery from the coil 1, it deflects in the opposite side. It indicates that in first time the current flow in this direction, in second time the current flow in opposite direction. So why the current is induced? From this observation we conclude that potential difference is induced in the coil 2. That means the current is induced in the coil 2 whenever the electric current through the coil 1 is changing. So here the coil 1 is called primary coil and the coil 2 is called secondary coil. How the current is induced in the coil 2? See, you know that this is a coil. So when the current is flowing in the coil, the magnetic field is produced. This magnetic field induced the current in the coil 2. So when we change the current in the coil 1, it changed the magnetic field around the coil 1. When the magnetic field changed in the coil 1, it changed the current in coil 2. So this type of current is induced called electromagnetic induction. So see, as the current in the first coil changes, the alternative current is nothing but here the battery is connected. So as the current in the first coil changes, the magnetic field associated with it also changed. So when we change the current, the magnetic field associated with the current coil 1 also changed. The magnetic field lines around the secondary coil also changed. Due to that, the magnetic field around the second coil also changed. So hence the change in the magnetic field associated with the secondary coil is the cause induced electric current. Due to the change in the magnetic field in the coil 2 induce the current. So this process by which changing magnetic field in a conductor induce a current in another conductor is called electromagnetic induction. Do you understand what is meant by the electromagnetic induction? When we change the current in the coil 1, we can induce the current in the coil 2. So such type of process are called electromagnetic induction. So look this animation for the 1 minute. When we change the current in coil 1, that is alternative current. Alternative current is nothing but here the battery is connected. The magnetic field around the first coil changed. Due to that, the electric current is induced in the second coil. In practice, we can induce current in a coil either by moving it in a magnetic field or by changing the magnetic field around it. It is convenient in most situations to move the coil in magnetic field. So there are the two ways to produce the induced current. The one way is moving a conductor in a magnetic field. We can induce the current. Otherwise, moving a magnet into the coil also induce the current in galvanometer. So I know you understood that there are the two ways to induce the current. One is moving the conductor in a magnetic field and another one is moving the magnet into the conductor. The induced current is found to be highest when the direction of motion of the coil is right angle to the magnetic field. When the motion of the conductor is right angle to the magnetic field, this is a magnetic field direction and this is motion of a conductor direction. When the motion of the conductor and the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other or right angle to each other, the induced current has highest value. This is a very important one mark. When the induced current found to be the highest, when the direction of the motion of the conductor and the magnetic field is right angle to each other, the induced current is highest. In this situation, we can use the Fleming right hand rule. The Fleming right hand rule is nothing but already we learned that right hand thumb rule and Fleming left hand rule. The right hand thumb rule is nothing but it is used to find the magnetic field direction around a straight conductor. Maybe this is a straight conductor. How to find the magnetic field direction around a straight conductor? We can using right hand thumb rule. So the thumb represent current direction. The cold fingers or represent magnetic field direction. And we know that the Fleming left hand rule, this is right hand rule, the Fleming left hand rule is used to find the force on the conductor. You have to take your left hand and stretch your thumb finger and forefinger and middle finger to perpendicular to each other. So thumb represent force on the conductor, the forefinger represent magnetic field, the middle finger represent current direction, that is a father, mother, child. The father means force on the conductor, mother means magnetic field, child means current. This is a left hand. So the Fleming left hand rule is used to find the force on the conductor. But the Fleming right hand rule is used to find the induced current direction. For Fleming right hand rule, you have to take your right hand and stretch your thumb, forefinger and middle finger perpendicular to each other, and the forefinger indicates magnetic field direction. The thumb indicates direction of the motion, but the middle finger indicates not current, it indicates induced current. Induced current. In Fleming left hand rule, we just represent the current, but in a Fleming right hand rule, you have to write the middle finger is used to find the induced current. See here, when the conductor is moving in a magnetic field, here we know the direction of the movement of the conductor and we know the direction of the magnetic field, but we don't know the direction of the induced current. So how to find the direction of the induced current? So the Fleming right hand rule is used to find the direction of the induced current. So see here the motion of the conductor, this is a motion of the conductor, so we are moving up and down. So thumb represent motion of the conductor. This is a magnetic field, north to south. So see the magnetic field direction, that is north to south. So the forefinger represent the magnetic field direction. So when the thumb represent this direction, the magnetic field this shows that induced current, the direction of induced current. Do you understand where you have to use the Fleming right hand rule? You have to use to find the induced current. The next topic is electric generator. Before going to discuss the electric generator, you have to know what is meant by direct current and alternative current. If a current flows in one direction only, it is called direct current. So see here negative and positive. The movement of the electrons or produce the current. So the electrons are moving in only one direction. So such type of current are called direct current. It is a very important one. Please listen what is meant by the direct current. If the current flows in only one direction, it is called a direct current. And direct current is written in a short form. It's a DC or small letter DC. In a small letter DC represent that a direct current. The current which we get from a cell or battery is a direct current because it always flows in the same direction. So the normal battery has a two terminal, the positive and negative. So here the electrons are moved only in one direction. So this is the example for direct current source. The battery is the example for direct current source. The source is nothing but this battery gives the direct current. And the positive and negative polarity of a direct current is fixed. This is negative. If you take a battery, this is positive and this is negative. It does not change. That means it is a fixed one. Some of the sources of direct current are tri-cell battery, car battery and DC generator. So these are the sources of direct current. The normal battery gives direct current. The car battery gives direct current. And the DC generator gives a direct current. So when we draw a graph for direct current, the x-axis is time and y-axis is voltage. According to the time is increasing but the voltage is the same. It is this line represents that this is a direct current. The next one is alternative current. What is meant by alternative current? If the current reverses direction after equal interval of time, it is called alternative current. Look at this animation and arrow mark. The arrow marks are changes their direction in equal interval of time. See this animation. For in 1 second it is moving in this direction, other second it is moving this direction. So now when it is moving this direction, the current is positive to negative. When it moves this direction, this is a positive to negative. So the polarity of the battery is changed. So such type of currents are called alternative current. So alternative current is written in short form, capital A dot capital C or small letter a dot C. Here the positive and negative polarity of alternative current is not fixed. In direct current, the positive and negative are fixed. But in alternative current, the polarity of the positive and negative are not fixed. See here, the current is positive. Here the current is negative. Again the current is positive. The current is negative. So the polarity of the current is continuously changing. So such type of current are called alternative currents. So what are the sources of alternative current? You know that the sources of DC current are tri-cell and car battery and DC generator. So what are the sources of alternative current? The powerhouse generators, car alternators, bicycle dynamos. So this is a bicycle dynamo. It produces the alternative current. An important advantages of alternative current over the direct current is the alternative current can be transmitted over long distance without much loss of electrical energy. That means in our day-to-day life we are using the electrical current, that is alternative current, because the alternative current only transmitted over a long distance without much loss of electrical energy. So both AC and DC can be used for lighting and heating purposes, because we are using alternative current and also the direct current. Where we are using alternative current, where we are using direct current, we will see. The radios and the televisions have a special device inside them which changes the AC supplied to them into DC. In our home we received the alternative current, and if you take the radio or television, instead of this radio and television they have some special device. This device converts the alternative current into direct current, because these electrical appliances are only run with using the direct current. Most of the power stations in India generate alternative current. So comparing to the DC current, the alternative current have the more advantages. So the most of the power stations or generate alternative current only. The alternative current produced in India reverse its direction every 1 per 100 seconds. I will explain you what is the meaning of that in electric generator. So now you know that what is meant by direct current and alternative current. What is the difference between the direct current and alternative current? And what are the sources of direct and alternative current, we know that. And advantages also we know that. The next topic is electric generator. The electric generator means it induces the current. So what is meant by electric generator? An electric generator is a machine for producing electric current or electricity. So this electric generator produces electricity. The electric generator converts a mechanical energy into electrical energy. In electric motor we learn that the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. But in electric generator, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. That means it produces the electricity. See, this is a coil, no? This coil is connected to the shaft. So when we rotate this shaft, the coil is rotated. So due to that coil rotation, the current is induced. So a small generator is called dynamo. The dynamo is a small generator. For example, the small generator used on bicycles for lighting purposes is called bicycle dynamo. So this generator is used for lighting purposes and also heating purposes. In bicycle dynamo is a small electric generator. This is a very important point. What is meant by the electrical generator? The electrical generator is a device that converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. And we learned that what is the principle of electric motor, construction of electric motor and working of electric motor. The same thing we are going to see what is the principle of electric generator and construction of electric generator and working of electric generator. What is the principle of electric generator? Here the coil is rotated in the magnetic field and the current is induced. So when the coil is rotating or moving in the magnetic field, it induces the current. That type of current are called electromagnetic induction. The last slide we learned that. So the electric generator is an application of electromagnetic induction. The generator works on the principle that when the straight conductor is moved in a magnetic field, then the current is induced in the conductor. So this is a principle of electric generator. You have to write the principle is electromagnetic induction. Otherwise you have to write the electric generator works on the principle that when the state conductor is moved in a magnetic field, it induces the current. There are the two type of electric generators. One is alternative current generator, direct current generator, DC generator and AC generator. In your book, they given only the AC generator diagrams and working and constructions. So there are the two type of electric generator, AC generator and DC generator. See this needle of the galvanometer, it shows that current is induced when the coil is moving inside the magnetic field. So what is the construction of an AC generator? See, an electric generator consisting of a rectangular coil. This is a rectangular coil. A, B, C, D placed between two poles of permanent magnet. The end of this coil is connected to two rings C. So the end of the coils are connected to two rings R1 and R2. And the inner side of these rings are made of insulator. The two conducting stationary brushes, the B1 and B2, are kept near to R1 and R2. And the two rings are R1, R2 are internally attached to the axle. The axle may be mechanically rotated from the outside to rotate the coil inside the magnetic field. Outer end of the two brushes are connected to the galvanometer to show the flow of current in the given external circuit. So see, this is a rectangular coil. It placed between the magnetic field, and the end of the coils are connected to the ring R1 and ring R2, and the R1 and R2 are internally insulated, and the axle is placed attached to the R1 and R2, and the two brushes B1 and B2 are connected to the galvanometer. When the axle is attached to the two rings rotated, so when we rotate this coil from the outside, that means we are rotating this coil from the outside, the arm AB moves up. So when we rotate this rectangular coil such that the arm AB, after rotation, the arm AB moves up, the arm CD moves down in the magnetic field. So it is clearly shown this image. When we rotate, when the axle attached to the rings are rotated, the arm AB is moves up and this arm CD moves down in a magnetic field. And let us take coil A, B, C, D is rotated clockwise. So when we rotate the clockwise, the arm AB moves up and CD moves down. By applying Fleming right hand rule, you have to apply the Fleming right hand rule here. You have to find the induced current direction. So you have to take your right hand, and this is a thumb, forefinger and middle finger. Here the forefinger represent the direction of the magnetic field. This is your right hand, and the AB is moving outward. So the direction of the current is perpendicular to this. So the direction of the current is A, B, C, D. So by applying the Fleming right hand rule, the induced current are set up these arms along the direction AB and CD. The induced current flows through A, B, C, D. If there are the large number of turns, see here this coil having the large number of turns. So if there are large number of turns in the coil, the current generated in each turns add up to give large current through the coil. This means that the current is when the current flow from A, B, C, D. This means that in outside the external current is flowing from B to B1. When the current is flowing A to A, B, C, D. So after half rotation, again we can rotate this coil. The CD come up, AB moves down. Now the current direction is D, C, B, A. So D, C, B, A. In outside of the current is B1 to B2. So after each half rotation, so now AB is here, after half rotation, AB, the current direction is changed. So every half rotation, the polarity of the current in the respective arms changes. Such a current which changes the direction after interval of time is called alternative current. Now do you understand what is meant by the alternative current? After each half rotation, the direction of the current is changed. So when the direction of the current is changed in a half rotation, such type of current are called alternative current. So this alternative current means AC. So it induces the current, AC current. So this type of generator are called AC generator. And I will explain this Fleming right hand rule in the teachment session through some other YouTube videos. The alternative current produced in India has a frequency of 50 Hz. What is meant by the 50 Hz means? The 50 Hz is a frequency. In 1 second, there are 15 waves are produced. In 1 second, the 50 waves, the cycles are produced. The coil is rotated at the rate of 50 revolutions per second. So we are moving the coil inside the magnetic field. No, this is a magnetic field. This is a coil, and A, B, C, D. We are moving this coil inside the magnetic field. In 1 second, it complete 50 revolutions. So since one revolution of the coil, the current reverses the direction 2 times. We clearly know that this is A, B and C, D. One half rotation, the CD come here and AB goes here. So the current direction changed. After half rotation, again the current direction changed. So if you take one revolution, the one revolution is nothing but, this is complete one revolution. Each half revolution, the current direction is changed. This is a plus and this is minus. Each and every half revolution, the current direction is changed. In a 1 second, it complete the 50 revolutions. So how many times the current direction is changed in 1 second? In a 1 second, 50 revolutions. In every half revolutions, the current direction changed. So in a 1 revolution, it changed 2 times, means 2 times it changed their current direction. In a 1 revolution, it changed 2 times. So for 50 revolution, it changed 100 times current direction. So here I written 2 into 50, 100 times. So it is a very important question. What is the frequency of alternative current? 50 Hz. See in your home electric meter box, they written 50 Hz. That means in 1 second, it produced for the 50 revolutions. In another way of saying this, that the alternative current produced in India reverses its direction 1/100 second. So this process is repeated again and again with the result there is actually no positive, no negative in AC generator. If you take a DC, we can mention this is a positive and this is a negative. But if you take in a AC, in each and for a equal interval of time, it acts a positive and negative. Again, this terminal acts as a positive and this terminal acts as a negative. So there is no positive and no negative for in AC generator. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt in this section, you can ask through the teachment. This is a homework questions for you. Name the device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Name the rule which gives the direction of the induced current. The third question, two circular coils A and B are placed close to each other. If the current in coil A is changed, will some current be induced in the coil B? Give reason for your answer. Question number 4, state and explain Fleming right-hand rule. The fifth question, draw the labeled diagram of an AC generator. Take your book and see chapter number 13, magnetic effects of electric current. And see the topic 13.5, electromagnetic induction. The last class we discussed the activity number 1. For this class I discussed the activity number 2, the coil 1 and coil 2. And we discussed about the Fleming right-hand rule. It is used to find the induced current. And the next topic is electric generator. And see, this is a diagram of electric generator. The rectangular coil is placed in the magnetic field and the electric current is induced. For in this line they given the principle. This is a construction and this is working. You have to read this passage, then you will understand that what I discussed in the video. The next topic we are going to see the direct current, that means a DC generator. Up to this I completed. Thank you for watching.